Welcome to Amateur Radio Test Preparation. Hopefully when you're finished with going through this short segment, you'll be able to practice for your test and be successful in getting your technician license. There are 3 amateur radio licenses: the Technician, General, and Extra. The entry level is the Technician. It's a written exam with multiple choice questions. There are 35 questions and you can miss 9. There is no Morse code requirement. When you're ready to take the test, go to arrl.org and find exam sessions to locate an exam in your area. The Technician test has 10 sub-elements. T1 is rules, and 6 questions will be taken from rules for the exam. T2 is operating procedures, and you will have 3 questions from it. T3 is propagation, and another 3 questions. You will notice that some sub-elements have more questions taken for the test than others. You may want to pay attention to that. Study the question pool with only the right answers, paying attention to the right answer and not all the questions. It's going to be about 6 to 12 hours of study will be required. You can take online practice tests or use a smartphone app. Here we'll use a smartphone app. You can download the free app, Ham Radio Exam-Tech, or if you're getting a general, you could do the general. You can download it from the iPhone store or the Google Play for your Android. This is the main page where you'll keep coming back to study correct answers, take a section quiz, take a sample test, and view past results. We'll begin by studying correct answers. So click on the Study Correct Answers. We are now on the Subelement page. This is T1A. On the right side, you'll notice there are 11 questions. It goes T1A, B, C, D, E, F, and then goes to 2A. So we'll now click on T1A. T1A has 11 questions. The first question is, which of the following is a purpose of the amateur radio service as stated in the FCC rules and regulations? The answer is C, advancing skills in the technical and communication phases of the radio art. Do not pay attention to answer A, B, or D. You want your mind to only begin recognizing the one that is in green. Go ahead and press green and continue. Question 2 is, which agency regulates and enforces the rules for the amateur radio service in the United States? It's the FCC. Go ahead and click C and continue. When you're done, you'll have completed all 11 questions to review. Now press the back button on the top left in blue to return to the first page. Now that you've looked at the correct answers for T1A, you're going to take a simple quiz on T1A and its 11 questions so your mind will begin to remember what are the right answers. So the first question is, which of the following is the purpose of amateur radio service as stated in the FCC rules and regulations? Quickly scan the answers and pick the one you remember. On this question, I selected D, which turned red, which is the wrong answer. You now need to select another answer to see if you can get the right one. I now selected B, advancing skills in the technical and communication phase of the radio art, which is the correct answer, and it will turn blue or green. In question number 3, what are the FCC rules regarding the use of a phonetic alphabet for station identification in the amateur radio service? A is the correct answer. It is encouraged. Continue to take the next questions until you have finished all 11 of them. We're now back on the main page. If you want to look at past results or what you just got on that last quiz, you can click here and look at results. On this page you can view missed questions and how many times you missed it. And you can look at the score up above for that section. In this case, you scored 75% by answering 9 of the 12 questions correctly. You can now click back on the top left corner and return to the beginning page. You can also look at recommended questions to study. Here you will find questions that you have missed that they recommend you continue to study. What the application does is re-ask the questions in different tests that you take to improve your score. Once you've studied Q1A until you feel comfortable, study the next section and continue the process. In this case, we're moving on to Q1B. It'll have 12 questions. We'll look at the right answers, go back, take a quizzes on that test until we're scoring 85 to 90% and continue to move on to C. Continue studying the correct answers and taking section tests until you feel comfortable, which is going to be about 85 to 90%. Then you begin taking sample tests on all questions. Sample tests are taken from all 400 questions in the question pool. They are 35 questions each. Take several of them until you start feeling comfortable and reaching around 85%. Then take a look at your past results and see how you are doing and begin working on any areas that you have some difficulties with. There are some training videos to assist in your studying. I was given permission by the ARRL to use them. You may have questions about how a repeater works or electrical principles, maybe antenna feed lines. So as you begin to study and you have some questions, you might want to go to this site and review a video. I would not recommend watching all of them unless you're interested in all of them. That would be fine. The most important thing is being able to take the test and prepare to get your amateur radio license. A test is a short portion of the repeater video. Hope you enjoy it. Good luck in your test and look forward to hearing you on the air.
You know, the beauty of amateur radio is to be able to transmit and communicate as far as the eye can see, and of course much, much further. But if you're a code-free technician, you're limited to UHF and VHF frequencies, and those frequencies are line of sight. So how do you get around that limitation? Well, here's how. On a mountaintop, very often you will see a repeater, and these repeaters work wonders because what they do is let you increase the range of portable, mobile, and low-power stations tremendously. How do they work? Well, a repeater has both an input and an output frequency, and they're different. You have someone transmitting down here on the repeater's input frequency, then the repeater will convert that frequency to the output frequency and transmit, and someone can receive over here. Now, what this means is two people can communicate with each other by use of a repeater on a mountaintop when they couldn't normally because they don't have line-of-sight capability. So repeaters are tremendous, and they extend the range of VHF and UHF frequencies tremendously.